Hello everyone, my name's Kazim, and today I'm gonna show you guys 4 basic smoke types that you need to know so you can hit Radiant. Okay, first smoke type you're gonna need to know is of course the basic smoke that everybody should know by now. It's just a basic smoke. It's a basic smoke that's supposed to keep the defenders or your opponents away from the angle that is the threat angle. So let's say for a defender, the threat angle here on Ascent B site would be B garage. The good smoke for this type is that the edge of the smoke is perfectly in line with the entranceway. The reason why this is such a good smoke is because it denies the attackers or opponents any info while you have a single angle to watch. The smoke allows you to watch a single angle while they have to worry about all the different angles. Let's repeat that smoke here again. Make sure that again, the perfect way to do it is that the smoke's edge is at the flush with the very edge of the angle you need to watch. So like for example here on B side garage on Ascent, it's from this corner all the way in this corner. If I pop the smoke, blocking vision, you see it's perfectly aligned. I cannot peek out anyway. As soon as I hit this part of the smoke, my gun is peeking out, I can get shot at. And the reason why this is such a good smoke is if I pop out, I have to worry about all these different angles. There's no way for me to isolate the fight. Meanwhile, let's redo the smoke here. Let's pop it. If I'm a defender, then pop the smoke, all I have to watch is this. I don't have to worry about several different angles at all. And they don't know where I am. This denies them info, so they can't pre-aim a specific spot, a specific angle. Okay, let's move on with another type of smoke. The next basic type of smoke is one you would see a lot of certain mains do. You know, Viper mains, Brimstone mains, Cypher mains, even you would see a lot of doing this, even Omen mains. Omen is particularly one of the best characters for this. It is what you call a one-way. A one-way smoke. It basically denies the enemy info, and it denies them a visual clearance in a specific angle while giving the attacker or the person utilizing the smoke a view of usually their feet or their waist down, depends on how high the smoke is. This allows you to shoot at them because you have direct info where they are, while the opponents, the attacking team, have absolutely no way to spot you. Again, let's see that. This is from the attacker, this is from the defender's perspective on Ascent A main. You can shoot this absolutely fine, or even better, sometimes you can crouch down so you can see a little bit more of your feet. And let's go to the attacker's side, and let me just put another one down just in case that goes down. Yeah, like that. Okay, I'll pop the smoke. This is the point of view from the attacker's position. At this point, I can be shot. Even if I'm far away from the angles I can be, I still can't see anything at all. But they can see my feet right now. I am dead right now. The only downside of that one-way smoke is, let's say somebody just pop that. Somebody does get across, it doesn't completely cover the angle. You can see this, but that's the downside of every, there are downsides and upsides to every type of smoke. The next type of smoke you're going to be seeing a lot, you can use Ascent A main here again, for example, is it's not really honestly a basic type of smoke, but I feel like it's an essential one that you should know. Concealment. This is what I call an anti-flash smoke. The reason why it's an anti-flash smoke is it covers the downside of the basic smoke. The basic defensive smoke here, this one right here, as you can see again, perfectly lined up with the entranceway. The reason why there's a downside to this is it is very susceptible to pop flashes, where someone will sit inside the smoke, let's say a Reyna or a KO, throws their flash, pops right out, and they are absolutely safe from doing so, unless they get hit by a certain type of spam. But if you want to reduce the chances of them being able to walk up in your smoke and utilize their flash to its full capabilities, one thing you could definitely do is the anti-smoke flash. Or the anti-flash smoke, I'm sorry. The reason why this works is because it sits further back. Again, I will say this is not a basic smoke, and it is not applicable to every angle. It is applicable to longer entranceways on the sites, longer lanes, you would say. So we apply that because I know it's going to disappear. Okay, there you go. How this works is you want it near the edge of the opposite side of the entranceway, and the way this works is since the smoke is much further back, they can't just walk out, because again, just like the basic smoke, they have several angles to watch. They have this angle for ascent A main, they have this angle, 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 and sometimes even this angle that they have to worry about. How would they usually clear that? With a flash? How? What? But because they're not able to utilize that pop flash anymore, because the smoke is much further back on its placement, the flash, let's say a rain of flash, the most you could reach is like right around here. Like right around here, which doesn't have the most effective range anymore, compared to where they were able to throw it in the middle of sight, and everyone's forced to look at it. Same occurs with the KO flash. Because with KO flash, let's say if he's sitting in the smoke and hits the right click flash, it only ends up like at most like around here, which again, not very effective. A person sitting here watching the angle would not get flash at all, compared to the basic smoke that if you sat inside and you did a pop flash, bam, pow pow, person watching the angle, it would be walked up all the way to here. They'd be forced to see that flash and there would be no way to dodge it, unless you get really quick flicks. And the next type of smoke is, again, I will admit, not a basic type of smoke, but I believe again it is essential. Here's the weird thing: this one is not defensive in nature. This is you may have seen this a couple times, or you may have died to it a couple times. This is what I call an attacking smoke. An attacking smoke is an aggressive smoke that instead of being flush, the edge of it being flush with the edge of the lane or the entranceway you're trying to get through, it's actually pushed a lot further up, the opposite side of it. So when you pop it, you can see it. The edge here is basically aligned with the entranceway. What's the purpose of this? The reason why it's called an attacking smoke is because when you sit inside it, it allows you to pop out from many different angles. So let's reapply that. It allows you to swing out from several different angles. It creates so many different angles for you to pop out of. Is this going to be used in every situation? No. But it is a very handy tool or type of smoke to keep in mind, because as you saw before, the basic smoke made it really easy for defenders to hold it, because they only have to watch one specific angle. All they have to watch is this specific angle. That's it. Here, 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 and here. That's all they pretty much gotta watch. But let's look at this. If you apply the attacking smoke here,
blocking vision.
Now not only can they get even closer to you, not only are their pop flashes even more effective, they have even more angles to watch. Because this entire, let's go into ghost mode here so we can properly see it. This entire, damn it, this entire area can be swung out of. This creates a huge amount of angles that defenders have to worry about. This is why learning this basic smoke, learning this basic smoke is very important, actually.
Concealment.
Because let's say because it allows you only to have this angle. But if let's say you have a bad controller and they mess it up, they pop this, and this creates more angles for the attackers to swing out of. Instead of that straight line, they now have this entire circle. And as you push it out further and further, it just gets worse and worse for the defenders, for the person trying to hold and control the region of the map. It gets farther and farther out. It just gets worse and worse.
Without concealment.
As you can see, it gets worse and worse. There is absolutely no way you can figure it out unless you shoot a recon dart in there. That's why this attacking smoke is honestly really good. But again, not a basic smoke. Are you gonna see the use of it every round? No, you should not. Personally, I only recommend really doing that if you're planning, let's say, an eco round rush on the site. That's the only real time I would personally use it, or to at least apply some pressure. Because once you reach the higher ranks, or even like the mid-level ranks, a lot of people are going to be worried about the smoke. They're going to be worried about it because they know somebody could be sitting inside of it. And there's so much space gained. This entire area is now yours because you have denied them info. But yeah, those are the 4 basic type of smokes when it comes to Valorant that I think everybody should know. These 4 smokes, I've used them every single time by locking controller, and these different type of smokes are so good. And once you learn and understand the principles, the reasonings, and when you should and should not use these different smokes, the more you can play around with them and the different types of smoke. And again, every controller has their own different gimmick when it comes to their smokes. Like when it comes to Astra, you could use it for those like quick fake smokes. So you could use it to get into sneaky angles without them seeing you. Or let's say you could use it for those chain smokes. You know, there's this really sneaky chain smokes. You have stuff like that you could do. Or Omen. Let's put that in the Omen. Omen and his beautiful one-ways that you could do on any part of the map. There are so many ways you can do those. Brimstones honestly is one of the least, is the most, or rather the most restrictive agent when it comes to his smokes. Because he only has 3, they're not rechargeable, but they do last the longest, and you cannot see inside them at all. There is no way you can see that inside that thing. But anyways, yeah, those are the 4 basic smokes that I believe every Valorant agent should know. And if you know them and understand their purpose and when they're used and how they're used, this will allow you to rank up really quickly because you can not only apply it to your own games and smoke for your teammates with absolute excellent precision, and they're just gonna absolutely love you for it, but you can also use it against the enemy. Because if you spot, let's say, a bad controller on the enemy team, you can abuse their own smokes against them. But anyways, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. My name is Chasm. Have a wonderful rank up.